What's going on, everyone? So I decided to make a new Sudsy Bear rankings video. It's been a little while, and I feel like now that the Christmas trio bundle has finally come out and everything, it's a good time to make a revamped Sudsy Bear ranking list. So I believe there are 34 bars total, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I have down here anyway. I took some time, I went through and I rearranged some bars. I did my total rankings and evaluations for all the different Sudsy Bear bars, and I have tried each one, so I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for this. So let's start. We're going to start at number 34, and we are kind of starting off with a hot take. Not a lot of people are going to like this, but this is my personal opinion, so you're just going to have to listen to it. At number 34, I actually have Fright Night. Now, this bar, I don't think is a bad bar necessarily, and I know a lot of people like it. It looks really cool. I'm glad that a lot of people like this bar, but it's not a scent that I enjoyed at all. It just came off as way too sour and bitter for me. I know it has a little bit of a woodsy scent to it, but for some reason it's just too sour and too bitter for me, and I really don't like it at all. So that's why I have Fright Night in last place, because I didn't really enjoy it one bit. But it's still a cool looking bar, it's a cool concept, and luckily a lot of people do like this bar, so for those of you who do, enjoy. At number 33, I have a bar that it's a simple bar, and it's not really an ingredient that I like too much. It's the charred cinnamon bark bar. They have come out with a new reformulated version of it, and it's a good bar if you like cinnamon a lot, but I don't really love it that much, so that's pretty much the reason that this is at number 33. It's just a lot of cinnamon. Not a bad bar, it's a very simple bar, but if you're someone who doesn't prefer cinnamon, then it's not going to be at the top of your list. Now at number 32, I have a bar that a lot of people kind of like. For me, I don't really love it, but I also don't love the similar version that Dr. Squatch has. I would say this is better than Dr. Squatch's version, but I still don't love it. So that's Getting Lucky, and it's similar to Dr. Squatch's Boom Chicka Wow Wow bar. It kind of has like chocolate and strawberry scents to it and different stuff like that, and I'm just not really a fan of it at all. So that's number 32 on my list. Number 31 is going to get some more hate. This is Twisted Pumpkin, and the reason I don't like this is I really don't like pumpkin too much. I do love Drunken Pumpkin from Dr. Squatch, but it's more of a cologne type of scent. It's very oaky, and this is more of a natural pumpkin scent. And I know a lot of people like this bar because of that reason, which makes sense if you like pumpkin, but I don't. I also didn't like the pumpkin from Dapper Yankee. I forgot the name of it now. It was like what was it called? It was called like Haunted Pumpkin, or I can't remember. I'm probably way off. It was called something else. Anyway, I wasn't really a fan of it either. So yeah, the Twisted Pumpkin just wasn't for me. But I understand why a lot of people like that bar. This next one, I think people will agree with me on. I know it's kind of split. So this is number 30 now, Jurassic Earth. And sometimes it smells decent and smoky and rugged, but other times it just smells kind of dirty and ashy. And a lot of people agree with that, I've seen. So it's just hit or miss, but Jurassic Earth is a very rugged bar, even for me. So it's only at 30 on the list. It's just not a scent that I super enjoy, and it's just a very heavy, gritty bar. So Jurassic Earth, not my favorite. It kind of smells dirt. It's just a very dirty, kind of grimy bar. Number 29 is a bar that did much better than the Dr. Squatch version, but it's still not my favorite. That's going to be the Backwoods Brew. It is better than the Cold Brew Cleanse from Dr. Squatch, but I still don't love it a whole lot. I'm not really a coffee drinker either. I kind of like the smell of coffee, but to shower with it, it's just not my favorite concept. I'm not sure if a lot of people like this bar or not. It doesn't really get talked about too much from what I've seen, so let me know in the comments if you do. But for me, not the biggest fan. Number 28 is going to be a bar that I think they're still waiting to reformulate, so this could jump up in the rankings eventually. This is the Woody Maple Bourbon Scrub. To me, it smelled good. It had potential, but it still kind of smelled like soggy wood, kind of like I don't even know, not mildew, but it just kind of smelled like like old wood, and it didn't really have a super strong scent at all. It could have used some more maple, some more bourbon, some better oak or whatever they used in that bar. So this bar has a lot of potential, but right now, before it's reformulated, 28 is where it's gonna land. Next one is a bar that, again, a lot of people love this bar, but I have it lower on the rankings because it's kind of like a middle of the pack bar that I don't really love. That's the Bear Rum bar. I actually prefer Bay Rum from Dr. Squatch because it's a little toned down, a little more mild. Bear Rum is more of a heavy hitter, and I realized after using it that I prefer the toned down Bay Rum. Probably, again, because I don't love clove and cinnamon too much. So the Bay Rum was a little more milder, and I prefer that over Bear Rum. But if you like that type of bar, then you're gonna love Bear Rum. So it's very subjective. So Bear Rum, anyway, ends up as 27 on my list. 26 and 25 are just kind of middle of the pack bars that don't really stand out too much to me, but they're not bad. 26 is going to be Arctic Peppermint. It's just a very nice minty bar. It just doesn't really stand out too much. I don't have a huge use for it, but it's just a nice, refreshing, cold bar. And then after that, we have the Pepperminty Sage. So it's nice, it's cool. It's not as cool as the Arctic Peppermint. It has a little bit of an herbal scent to it, so that's nice to kind of balance each other out. But again, it's not a bar I use super often, but it's not bad either. After that, we have number 24, and that's the Grinch Rinse. This bar is a cool concept where they have the lime and a little bit of mint. I think they kind of balance each other out well. I don't like the coffee grounds that are included in it. It's not bad to have exfoliation in this bar, but I don't like how the scents kind of mix together. And overall, lime and mint isn't my favorite combo compared to all these other great bars that they have. So that's why it lands at number 24 on my list. After that, I have Twisted Grapefruit at 23. This is better than Grapefruit IPA from Dr. Squatch, but again, it's not my favorite type of bar to begin with. So it's going to land lower on the list. Number 22 is a bar that is very popular, but I think it's a little bit overrated. This bar is Dark Side of the Moon. To me, it smells like Tide laundry detergent. I know it has some really good ingredients. It has aloe, it has activated charcoal, and some other really good things in there. But the scent wasn't quite what I expected it to be, and Tide laundry detergent is not necessarily the number one scent I want to smell like after getting out of the shower. So that lands at number 22. So now we're entering 21 all the way up to 1, and I have to say these bars are just very good quality bars all the way through and through. Number 21 is a bar that gets overlooked quite a bit, but every time I use it, I'm reminded that it's actually a pretty good bar, and that is the I forgot what bar it is now. Oh yes, the Wild Cherry Goat's Milk Bar. Yeah, I think that's the official name for it. It's been a while since I've bought some of these on the website, but the goat's milk and the cherry, it's just a great combo. Not exactly sure what made them think of it, but it was a really, really good combo. There's actually not a bad replica of this bar. I shouldn't say replica because I'm not sure. It's not really, trying to replicate the other one. But Mountain Goat Soap Company has a cherry goat soap bar as well, and it's also a very good bar too. But I like Sudsy Bear's better. It's just a very good combo with that goat's milk and cherry. I don't know why it goes so well together, but it does. It's a very, very good bar, and it smells great. And I feel bad only having it at 21, but there are just so many other good bars from Sudsy Bear. Number 20 is Wild Caribbean. This bar is a nice summertime bar. It kind of smells like sunscreen. It's not my favorite bar in the world, but again, it's not bad. I could probably swap it with Wild Cherry Goat's Milk, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it at number 20. Yeah, that's Wild Caribbean. I think it's a mediocre bar. It's not bad, it's not great, it's just mediocre. After that, we are going to have number 19, and that's going to be Livin' Easy. Livin' Easy is a very popular bar. I love all the different ingredients they have in it. Out of the box, it kind of does smell like Fruity Pebbles or something like that, but when you use it, it gets a lot better. It has a lot of different cool tropical fruit ingredients, and I think it has strawberry in there, and it has a really good lather. It's really good on your skin. I think they put menthol in there. It's a pretty cool bar, so that's why I have it at number 19, and it's pretty popular. Number 18 is the newest bar to come out. That's the Scrooge Scrub. It's a very simple bar. It's a little more of a mellow bar. It's not super strong. It just has a nice little tiny bit of citrus, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of mint, but, well, not really, not too much mint, but mostly cinnamon and a little citrus, a little bit of a woodsy scent there. That Scrooge Scrub, and it was good. It was a good bar. I think it was definitely worth it, but it's not like a super powerful bar either. Nothing too extravagant, so that is why it lands at number 18 on my list. Number 17 is the Big Woods Hunter Soap. That doesn't really sound right. Is that really what it's called? Is it Big Woods Hunter or Big Buck Hunter? I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll get corrected in the comments. It's been a while since I've used that one. Maybe it's Big Buck Hunter, so I don't know. Whatever. Either way, this bar is it's a nice, very, well, I shouldn't say too simple. There are a lot of different ingredients in there, but it's a nice woodsy bar with different ingredients that mix well together. It doesn't really have one specifically strong scent to it, but it does have like some pine, some balsam. I think it has a little bit of vanilla in there and some walnuts. So overall, it's a pretty good bar, just a nice woodsy bar to have. Yeah, it's not bad. So that's number 17. Number 16 is a bar. It's not super strong either, but it's a very nice bar, and this is the Cool Mint Julep bar. It's nice and herbal, and it has a little bit of a minty scent to it, but not too much. I think the julep does kind of stand out, which is nice. It's just a nice, very relaxing bar. Very relaxing, and it's a great bar to have. It's not one that I use all the time, but it is just a nice calming bar, and it's not overpowering at all. That's the Cool Mint Julep bar. All right, we're in the top 15 now. Number 15, we have Old Glory. This bar is a better version of the Dr. Squatch bar, which is called Freedom Fresh on their end. And it's basically like some strawberry and I think a little bit of blueberry in there. It has some tea, some vanilla or something. And it smells very good. It's stronger than Dr. Squatch. It's still not the strongest, but it is just a nice bar. It smells like a nice summer breeze, and it's a great bar to have. Number 14 is going to be Hunt Camp. I really like this bar a lot. It's kind of similar to the Hunter Soap. It does have quite a bit of exfoliation. It has those walnut shells in there. It has a nice pine scent as well. It's just a great bar to have, a nice woodsy bar of old-fashioned Sudsy Bear soap. Number 13 is a bar that I really like, one of their limited edition bars, and this is the Ghostly Ale Bar. Right out of the box, it has just a nice, perfect fall scent, and I think I would have it even higher than 13, but really I mostly use it in the fall time. I don't really use it all year round, just because it reminds me of fall so much, but it has that nice apple scent, little bit of cinnamon, but not too much, a nice oaky scent to it. It's just a great bar. It's my favorite one. I think it's one of my favorite limited edition bars that Sudsy Bear came out with. That is their Ghostly Ale Bar. Number 12. And this is really where it got hard to rank these bars, but I did my best. Number 12 is a bar, again, this one's lower than it could have been just because it's not practical all year round for me. The Icy Eucalyptus Bar. This is a bar I predominantly use in the summertime. It gets cold around this area in the Northeast during the winter, and I don't want to use Icy Eucalyptus in the winter when there's 2 feet of snow on the ground. So it's great for the summer, though, I have to say. It's amazing. I love icy eucalyptus. I love the concept. I love eucalyptus. I love the menthol. And after they reformulated this bar, they just took it to the next level. No longer does it just smell like toothpaste. It smells like a better, refreshing bar that just wakens you up. And it's great. It awakens your senses and everything. So, icy eucalyptus, number 12. Now we have number 11. And that is going to be another bar that they reformulated around the same time. That's the Florida Grove bar. I love it. It's really the best version of a cedar citrus bar that you can have, which is another bar that they did have at one time, cedary citrus or something like that. Kind of the same thing with Dr. Squatch, but they replaced theirs too with their summer citrus. So Florida Grove is just a great orange peel scent with some really nice different woods in there, some cedar and some other things, but it's just a great bar. I think there's some honey scent in there as well. It's another bar. It's just great really any time of year because it reminds you of the summertime, and being made in Florida just makes it that much better. But that brings us to the top 10. So here at number 10, we have Pine Tar. It's actually called what is it called? Deep Woods Pine Tar or Old Wood Pine Tar. I don't know. I forgot. It's been a while since I've ordered one of those. I really should know this better, but either way, their Pine Tar bar is very, very good. I do prefer the Dr. Squatch Pine Tar just a little bit better. Theirs is great though, and good enough to make it at number 10 on my list. But if you're familiar with Pine Tar, it's not too much different than a typical Pine Tar bar, except to me it smells a little more like raw pine sap, where Dr. Squatch is a little more like refined, more of a refined pine cologne scent. That would be my biggest difference. Number 9 is a very good bar that used to be underrated, but I think people have really caught on to how good it is, and that is the Smoky Mountain Fog bar. This is a bar I might prefer without the exfoliation, but either way, it has a great scent. It's a very unique scent to Sudsy Bear because there really aren't any bars I found similar to this scent. It's very fresh. It smells like dew on the grass, like fog in the morning, like wilderness, fresh air. It's amazing. It's perfect. And that's why it's all the way at number 9 on my list. That brings us to number 8. And I had a very hard time deciding between 7 and 8. But when I really thought about it, this is the order I have them in. Number 8 for me is Blueberries and Cream. I love this bar. A lot of people love this bar. It's one of their strongest scented bars, I believe. They use fresh blueberries and fresh honey, and it's just a great lather. It's a great all-around bar. One of the best quality bars of soap I've ever used. Blueberries and Cream is fantastic. If you haven't used it if you haven't bought one from their website, definitely check it out. It is a little more on the fruity side than like a cologne scent, which is the only reason I have this at 8 instead of 7. I do prefer some blueberry, more cologne type scents for bars, but this is still an outstanding bar. Number 7 is where I put Raspberries and Cream, or Summer Raspberries and Cream, I should say. This bar is so underrated, and after using it again, I realized I had to put it above Blueberries and Cream. It's just such a good bar, and it has those little poppy seeds in there, but the scent is amazing. It smells like summertime, and it's just a little more on the cologne scent, just a little bit. It's a great bar all around. So I think if you are going to buy Blueberries and Cream, grab one of these as well and compare them to yourself. Number 6 now, we have my favorite limited edition bar from Sudsy Bear, and that is their Old St. Nick bar. This has that peppermint, a little bit of citrus, the tobacco leaves, and all sorts of just great scents that work perfectly together. It smells fantastic. It smells amazing. I would still love to see Sudsy Bear add some menthol in there, but we'll see what happens. Just a great bar all around. And that brings us to our top 5 now. But I could see Old St. Nick moving into the top 5. I know it has for a lot of people already. Number 5, I have a bar that I'm a little biased towards because it incorporates my favorite fruit. That is the Twisted Mango bar. This bar is just very, very good. It could be a little stronger. Maybe they will reformulate it. I don't remember if they are or not. I think they are. So Twisted Mango just has a perfect oaky scent to it with the mango. I never thought of that for a soap, but the way they did this is great, very unique, and that's really why it's my 5th favorite bar from Sudsy Bear. That leads me to number 4. Number 4 used to be my one of my favorites, but well, it still is. It used to be like my favorite, but I just had to make room for other bars. This bar is the Milky Beehive, and I love it because it's basically just fresh honey and fresh goat soap. And you know I love bars that have goat soap in them. This is one of my go-to bars. I use this all the time, and it's just a great bar, and it smells amazing as well. Number 3 is Fresh Clean Aloe from Sudsy Bear. They use real aloe in this. It smells amazing. I do prefer this over the Dr. Squatch aloe now. It's just a great bar, and it's very, very underrated, but it's a very solid bar. Number 2 is a bar that I used more recently, and it really shot up in my rankings. That's the Swamp Dweller bar. It just has the perfect blend of pine, quite a few other different woods in there, and essential oils. Plus it has a little bit of citrus to balance it out. It just smells amazing, and it's very, very strong. This might be stronger than blueberries and cream now that I think of it. It's just a very outstanding bar, and don't let the name fool you. It is nothing like the name. It is just a great bar. But that leads me to number 1. And number 1 is my favorite bar from Sudsy Bear, and that's going to be Petrified Wood and Honey. This bar is just it just smells so good and feels so good. The petrified wood scents and all those oils from the wood, plus fresh organic honey, is just my favorite combination for a bar of soap, and Sudsy Bear nailed it. Very unique, very outstanding. This is really what just makes Sudsy Bear stand out, especially those top 10 bars that I've listed. Just really, really puts them to the top here. So those are my favorite 34 bars from from Sudsy Bear. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will see you next time.